Well, it's round 10 at the Newcastle Rugby League. We're out here tonight at Macquarie Scorpions training. We're midway through the first half of the season, and Daniel Abraham is good enough to join us for the weekly preview. Everyone's here tonight. Looks good, mate.
Yeah, mate, the boys are pretty keen. It's been a good day. For a change over the last week of ordinary weather we've had. So
got a bit of a tan?
Yeah, no. I spent most of my time in the lounge. There's not a lot going on income insurance and off the back of my second broken arm. So, but no, the boys are here. Yeah, the boys are keen. So we're looking forward to a big weekend.
How are you emotionally coping with what's happened in the last few weeks?
Oh, I've been there before.
Yeah.
Can
you still believe what's happened?
Oh, I guess I can.
Yeah.
It's football, and I've said to a lot of the boys, you can't have the good times, the footy, the mateship and all that without the risk of, injuries and spending time on the sideline. So, it's a risk I was willing to take. And I'll probably take the same risk again next year as long as the arm heals okay. So, working with the boys in the assistant coaching role has been really good. I'm going to concentrate on that for the rest of the year. Chiming in with the 19s and reserve grade and thirds and that. So that'll keep me plenty occupied, that's for sure.
That'll get you off the couch.
Yeah. Of an afternoon anyway.
Mate, we need you on the couch though and watching Bar TV on Saturday. It's the Country Rugby League big one. It's the grand final. Newcastle Rebels they're up against Illawarra. Who do you think will come away with it? It's been a while since Newcastle's won the big one.
I think that'll be the difference. I think the hunger, the Newcastle boys, I think every local league fan is hanging on the Newcastle boys to come away with the victory. They're a pretty fair side. Josh Meadle's been caught into the side, which is fantastic for him personally and us as a club. It's well deserved. He's been doing things tremendous the last month, and the calibre of players in that side. I don't want to sound cocky, but they should do it comfortable.
Okay.
But I guess come Saturday afternoon, time will tell.
Look down that camera. What's the score going to be, mate?
Oh,
we'll play it back next week if you're right.
I think there'll be some points scored.
Yeah.
I think they'll play a bit of footy, both sides. I'm thinking somewhere around the 32-24 mark. I think both teams have probably got some points in them. I just think Newcastle will get them in the end.
And then, of course, we come back to the local rugby league on Saturday. Maitland are hosting Curry. Who do you like in that one?
The Caulfield Derby. I couldn't tip against Curry. They've been great for me the last 7 seasons. Both clubs are on the improve, I think. Struggling a little bit at times, but I think I'll have to tip Curry there if the likes of Terrence and that at 9. They're just good, smart operators, and I think they'll be a handful for the pickers.
In the other game, Central are playing Cessnock. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, well, Cessnock were good last week against us. They made us earn the points, and then Central, in a sloppy affair at St John's against West, were all but there as well. So it could be a good game, and I'm going to tip. Some might say an upset, but I think Central might get away with it.
Central will get up.
Yeah,
Rowan Kelly be happy with you.
Yeah, I'll keep him in the good books of Rowan.
His last year at the club.
Yeah, no, I think they're due for a win. I think they're not far off it.
What about this other big game? Another top 4 clash on the weekend. Souths are taking Lakes. This is a toss of the coin job. This one.
This is perfect for us. I hope they bash each other. Bash each other to a standstill. Well, I don't know. Souths are doing things okay. Lakes have got some blokes backing up. I still think Lakes, as long as their boys back up, we'll do it. I won't say comfortable, but I still think they'll get there in the end. They're reigning premiers, and I think they deserve that respect too.
Well, right here on Sunday is going to be a big day, big clash, big crowd expected. You guys are hosting Western Suburbs.
Yep.
What's the talk amongst the camp? What's it going to be like?
Boys are excited. Boys can't wait. We've been doing things pretty well. Me and Ads have been challenging the boys every week, and they keep rising to the task. But there's no bigger task than West out here at home. So, for us, it'll be an outstanding yardstick on how our season is going.
Yeah.
It's Old Boys Day out here, so there's no bigger occasion for the boys to turn up and play well out here, and let's hope the weather holds out, and on a Sunday we can get some cars on the hill and
pack it out.
Pack it out, it'd be nice.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's quickly just go back through those games. Just give me a margin. Maitland versus Curry, 4, 5, 6, 20. What are you thinking?
1 to 12.
1 to 12. Cessnock and Central.
Yeah, the same. I think that'll be a high-scoring game, but it'll be close.
1 to 12.
Yeah.
Souths and Lakes.
I think Lakes could get 13 plus on them.
Wow, 13 plus, yeah.
Yeah, I just think they got some class out wide. Josh Charles and what's that other fella's name?
Ikanofo.
Yeah. I think if they get some space, they'll be. They can put some points on late in the game.
And Macquarie 13 plus against Wests.
Oh, I'll take Macquarie 1 plus. I don't mind as long as the boys come away with the victory, but even more so as long as they stick to our game plan and do as we ask of them. That'll be enough for us. We can work on that.
Yeah, you're happy with everything at the moment? We're halfway through the comp.
Yeah, it's been good. Then a couple of weeks off, give the boys a chance to freshen up. I think it showed in our game last week. We were a little bit rusty.
Yep.
We're a bit scrappy in places, and the boys were well aware of that. We didn't have to harp on it too much, and they've worked through the week really hard to take them little 1%ers out of their game. But we've got a few injuries, probably more so in the lower grades.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a challenge for the reserve grade boys because I know West are doing things pretty well in reserve grade. But things are good halfway through. The next 4 to 6 weeks will be challenging. Wet, rainy, cold, windy. It's then tiring. Hard to get motivated kind of day, especially Tuesday and Thursday afternoons coming out here. But,
how did you used to get motivated? McDougall used to slap his thighs, didn't he?
No, I never got up to that. I was probably, to be honest, I get out here and I preach the motivation and all that, and I was probably one of the worst. It's more of do as I say, not as I did, I guess. But it's just getting around the boys was enough for me. Turn up to training. That camaraderie, that friendship was enough. You get here, you have a joke and a laugh, and you put all the other worries behind you. Your work, home life, everything like that, and you can just concentrate on football. And that was my motivation to get here and do what I could, and not let the boys down.
Mate, a few of the boys have told me you're a big fan of the footy show. You love a segment?
Footy show. I haven't watched the footy show in years. I like the Matty John show. It's quite fun.
Yeah. He's got plenty of segments on those ones.
Yeah.
But have you ever come across a segment called What Grinds Your Gears?
Nah. I've got plenty of things that grind me gears.
Really? You want to share a few with us?
Oh, where do you start? Bettridge is one of them. I'm on income insurance, sitting at home doing nothing. 10 hours a day, and he won't answer any of me 3 phone calls a day. I just have these ideas just pop into my head, and I think, I better ring Bettridge. No, won't answer. He rings me back that afternoon. He's got to work, obviously. But, wingers. Yeah. Wingers in general. But one of my most recent ones is wingers not standing on the sideline when oppositions are taking a penalty shot for touch. They bounce in field of play and they get caught. Drives me mad.
Gets up your nose.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of things. Off the top of my head, I can't think of too many now. But, the boys know them all. They're constantly reminding me. But, and I was probably a culprit of that myself back in my day. And I suppose that's where it comes from. It's probably nothing I haven't done in the past that's annoyed coaches. I won't go too far into it.
That's for another segment maybe later on.
It'll be another half hour. Blokes turning up late wearing their rep gear. That grinds me gears.
Yeah. Who have we got going past? Hey,
Gallen,
Yep. He's just told you should be sponsored by oat milk. How do you reply to that?
No, I can't.
Just let
off the back of 2 broken arms.
Just let it go down your throat.
That's the club joke. Calcium. Obviously, they think there's a calcium deficiency. So, things are going good out here, mate. And, like I said, we're looking forward to a big day on Sunday.
Mate, I was just looking around. There's plenty of grass out here for a few cows. That could get the calcium up.
Yeah. I don't know. I need some help. That's for sure.
Oh, no.
We've got plenty of time to fix it. They're looking at 9 to 12 months recovery off this one. So, and more surgery at the end of the year. So, we'll see.
Fingers crossed. See how you go. Yeah. Get Christmas over with first and see how you go.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Daniel. Thanks very much for the chat, mate. All the best on Sunday. We'll be out here live and exclusive at 2:45 on Bar TV Sports. Hope you can join us then, and we'll catch up with you soon, mate.
No worries. Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Bar TV. There's a lot of focus on your juniors at the moment, a lot of depth here at the club.
Yeah, mate, yeah, one of the main things was, the club wanted to see some juniors come through on the depth in the club, promoted through our juniors. So at the moment, I think we're only using 300-odd points in our point system, which is a good indication of where our juniors are at. And it's been good to have the juniors at the ground playing at half-time and have them on board with the club this year.
It'll be a big day here on Sunday. You take on Western Suburbs, always brings a big crowd as well.
Oh, for sure, and they warrant it. I mean, they're the best team in the comp, and they've won a lot of premierships lately. And I think everyone knows that when West come to town, everyone loves to come and see the game. So to have it on a Sunday after the rep game is not ideal, but that's the hand we've been dealt. So we'll just deal with that, and hopefully we can pull a big crowd out here. And like I said, get a lot of juniors to the ground. It's Old Boys Day. There's a reunion going on here, so hopefully, mate, we can draw a big crowd and get a bit of good weather. Yeah,
you just spoke about the Country Rugby League Championship, the finals on Saturday. One of your boys has been brought into that squad.
Yeah, Josh Smeedle's been brought in, mate, and it's good for Josh. He didn't drop his head at all, he handled it really well and professionally, and he's done a lot of hard work, and it's a credit to him to where he is. And obviously Blake Gallen's already there as well, and Blake's been pretty good this year, and hopefully for both them guys they get the right result on Saturday.
What are you expecting on Sunday?
Oh, very committed West side, mate. It doesn't matter, how many they got backing up or whatever, and we won't buy into any of them excuses. They're a club with a lot of depth, and if one player's out, the next one they bring in is as good as any first grader around town. So we know they'll turn up. We've got to be on our game, mate, and if we don't get in the game early, they're a good team to lead. They really like leading, and they do it well. So we need to stick it with them early, and hopefully, towards the back end of the game, we can get a few results.
We're halfway through the premiership round now. Are you happy where everything is at the moment from your point of view?
Yeah, I am, mate. We're 1 point off the lead, obviously, from Western Lakes, and they're the benchmark, and there's a lot of new systems and new things in place at the club at the moment that these guys mightn't have seen before. So for them to react like they have so far has been good. Probably I would have liked to seen the club being a bit better in the lower grades, but can't complain, mate. We're going okay in a few grades, and the club's in all right position at the moment.
Sunday afternoon football for the Newcastle Rugby League. And what a weekend it has already been for the Newcastle Rugby League. Not since 2012 have the Newcastle Rebels been able to take home the Country Rugby League trophy. But yesterday, gutsy win, and congratulations to everybody a part of the Newcastle Rebels side. They were too classy, too determined, and too patient for Illawarra in the Country Rugby League Grand Final. So well done to Toddy Edwards. Chris Adams got man of the match, but I wouldn't want to single one player out for Newcastle yesterday. It was a team performance, and that team performance actually brought them back the trophy, as I mentioned, for the first time in 4 years. But what a clash we've got here this afternoon in round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. We're getting a little bit of a taste of semi-finals football a few months earlier. Macquarie Scorpions on Old Boys Day, and also celebrating their grand final victory 25 years ago over Western Suburbs at Harker Oval by a margin of 21 points to 10. As I mentioned, they're celebrating 25 years. It's their anniversary today, and we've got a huge contingent of that squad that defeated Western Suburbs on a partly cloudy afternoon 25 years ago, assembling on the field, as you can see right now, to greet the 2016 side out onto Lyle Peacock Field. Well, to talk us through in the entire action here this afternoon, he's dressed, he's got the beanie on, I'm chilly, he's hot. Morgan Campbell, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Peter. I think it's pretty chilly for everybody here today. It's a very cool afternoon indeed, but it's going to be a good contest. This game is probably a little bit unfortunately placed coming a day after the country championships, because the players might be a little bit sorry and sore, some of these fellows, but this is going to be a beauty. Both these sides will be very close by at the end of the season. Of course, they met in the preliminary final last year, and Macquarie got the chocolates in a mud heap out there at Central. But I just have a feeling that on this Old Boys Day, with all these old fellas here, I say old fellas, these former players, sorry, not to be ageist, I just wonder if Macquarie might be right up for this today. It's going to be a beauty, I reckon.
Well, both of these sides last met back in round 2 of the Newcastle Rugby League competition. Western Suburbs got the Bickies that day by 24 points to 18. But as we have a look at the table, the for and against records splitting Western Suburbs and Macquarie, there's only a matter of points in it. The only thing different is where they are situated on the competition ladder. At the moment, the Rosellas are equal first on the competition ladder with Lakes United on 12 competition points. And snipping at the Seagulls' heels and also the Rosellas' heels is Macquarie Scorpions on 3rd place. This is a toss of the coin job. We came out here throughout the week, Morgan. We spoke to the coach in Adam Bettridge, and Bettridge said he doesn't care if there was 8 players out of the Western Suburbs side from yesterday. They're ready. They don't want any excuses about that. They're primed. They're prepped. Also, they've got Blake Gallen and also Josh Schmiedel backing up from yesterday. They've actually pulled through, which is great to hear. So they're determined, and they're, pretty much 1 through to 17 here this afternoon.
Yeah, of course, they met earlier in the season in about round 3, and West got the chocolates on that occasion, 24 points to 18. But it was a close run thing. Macquarie pushed them hard. West made a lot of mistakes in the second half. That was a bit of a pattern for them early in the season. They would come out hard at the start and then concede a lot of points. Macquarie just couldn't quite break them. They didn't have their combinations together that day. But we're a few weeks on from that now. There should be better combinations. Macquarie are starting to get it together. Of course, they put 40 points on Cessnock last week, so they're going to be in much better shape. And up against a West side that might be a bit battered and bruised, I just wonder if it might be a good day for them.
Well, let's go through the Western Suburbs side as they'll take to the field here this afternoon. At fullback is Sam Keenan. On the wings is Callan Richardson and also Brad Tye. Steve Gordon actually came off midway through the first half yesterday, so he's a late scratching. Ryan Lamb will go to jersey number 5. The 6 and 7 is Joel Brown and Jade Porter. The strength lies in the forwards as well. Mark Tafua in 8, Chad Redmond in 9, Finn in 10. Madden comes into the squad for Peter Mannion. Matt Herman in 12, Mark Farah in 13, and the interchange of Petro, Ale, Knight, and Reggie Saunders. Here come the Western Suburbs Rosellas out onto Lyle Peacock Field. They'll be defending the northern end in the first half.
I hope our pictures are getting it. What about the Guard of Honour here for the Macquarie players? It stretches almost out to the middle of the field, but there's a fair few old Macquarie players there, as you said, the old 9 and 91 side. I think I can spot Barry Moore out there as well, who, of course, doesn't have the coaching duties this year. So he's last time he was at a West versus Macquarie game, he was dancing about in the mud out at St John Oval. So it's much more relaxed atmosphere for him today.
Mel Graham, the captain and the coach of the 91 grand final winning side, is out there as well. So a great assemblement of 91 players. And pretty much, if you look out there, there's about 91 in the meet and greet as they come out onto the park.
Yeah, very big squads in 9 and 91, obviously.
They must have had much more money in 91. Did they have a salary cap? I don't think so. Let's go through the Macquarie Scorpions. They're taking their time. They're making the Western Suburbs Rosellas wait. At fullback is Matt Simon. On the wings is Matt Hay and also Ryan Pywell. Teeson Vivali Eli in 4. Randall Briggs in 6. Speaking of the number 7, here he comes now out onto the field. Andrew Subner. What a proud moment it is, bringing out the juniors. It's also back to Juniors Day here at Macquarie today. And Old Boys Day. Here they come out onto the park. Isaac Briggs is there. He's primed, he's prepped. There's Chris Hyde on the screen. Swaddling and Schmiedel, what a combination it's been. And Blake Gallen in 13. 13 points on the Player of the Year scoreboard for Blake Gallen as we come into round 10 of the competition. The bench for the Scorps looks this way. Jordan Noble in 14, Ty Elchin in 15, Chaffee in 17, and Adam Grew in 16. And, of course, they're coached by Adam Bettridge. As I said, 8 players. They were supposed to be backing up. Try 6 now with the late withdrawal of Steve Gordon and Peter Mannion. Western Suburbs, if you've just joined the stream, equal first with Lakes United
Macquarie on third position of the ladder. Our referee today is Tom Aylett. He'll be assisted with his touch judges in Will McInnes and Greg Ryan. We're about set. Round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. A taste of what's to come for September. Will this be finals football? Who will take away the 2 competition points? We're underway. Western Suburbs to get first touch of the football. And Mark Tafua runs straight into Chris Hyde. And they greet him right on his own 20-metre line. That's Chad Redmond in a dummy half. Getting it away. Out to the 30. Not a bad start here. This is Jake Finn. He's picked up 3 tries in the premiership so far. Backer comes down for the kick. Right on the 40-metre line. Going away to collect it was Simon. He hands it off to Hay. And Macquarie here, Morgan, a drop down 30 out from their own line.
Well, pretty easy to read the game plan for Western Suburbs already, and the challenge for Macquarie. They went to Fua and then Finn, bang, bang. 3 hit-ups up the middle of the field, and then the kick. So it's going to be pretty simple early here from West, and the challenge for Macquarie is whether they can match them in the forwards. They're a big pack themselves, though, so this is going to be a good contest up the middle.
That's Gallen, the workhorse for the entire Newcastle Rugby League competition. Had a massive game yesterday against Illawarra. Nice passing game now. This is Josh Schmidl. It's out the back. Referee may say 6 more tackles here. So the tackle count is restarted for the home side. A bumper crowd in here at Lyle Peacock Field for Old Boys Day as Adam Swadling takes it to be centre of the field. 28 metres out. Gallen's gone behind him. No, it hasn't. It's gone in front of him, Morgan. Scrum will pack down this time, 20 out from the Rosella's goal line.
Yeah, one of those, wasn't it? You see a lot of those. Sometimes they get called as a knock-on. Sometimes they say knock-back play on. But just fortune wasn't in Blake Gallen's favour there. Bit of a simple one off the ruck. But you can see they're making a bit of ground in their own right, Macquarie. So it sets the scene well. Of course, this is our first trip to Lyle. I think the season's
it's the first time.
It's been renovated a little bit. There's new facilities over on the far side there, and the grandstands, but the scoreboard's been moved. It's looking good. The field's in good nick as well.
That's the crowd in here in attendance. Well over 1,000 people. As we come back now to the live shot, as Western Suburbs are right on the 40-metre line and rampaging their way close to halfway comes the bustling prop in Mark Tafua. A lot of NRL experience under his belt, Mark. Of course, he's played over 120 NRL games for the Cronulla Sharks in the Shire. That's Brown. He's got it back. They're keeping it alive. They're dangerous out here. This is Keenan. Last tackle coming up now for Wests. Brown sends an air raid. Diffused at the back by Briggs. And he's away, Briggs. Did well there, their little 5'8". Morgan, he's back out to the 30-metre line.
Yes, he's the second Briggs to play 5'8" for Macquarie this year, and I suspect not the last. Of course, Scott Briggs is still to come back. And that's one of the things to remember about Macquarie is that they've done this much. They're sitting third on the table and 1 point off the lead. And their star off-season signing hasn't even played a game for them yet. So they've got room to improve.
The Varley Eli made space down here before the Scorps made it to where they are in the middle of the field now on their opposition's 40. So a penalty, first penalty off the whistle here this afternoon of Tom Aylett. I had a chat with him before the kickoff here today, Morgan, and he said he wanted an open game. And he's got the script pretty much what he anticipated inside the first 4 minutes here. So the Scorpions trading blows with their opposition. They're getting closer. This is Gallen. Farah drops off him. They're on their goal line here. Back there now to Swadling. Out it comes this time. They're getting closer. Ball's gone to ground, though, picked up by Richardson, and he diffuses the situation back out to his own 10-metre line.
Yeah, I think Simon Allen would like to have that one again. I don't know that pass was on. It was only about third tackle there, and Allen decided to hoik it out the back really for no one. And West able to get the ball back pretty cheaply. You wouldn't have thought West are going to give too many penalties away and give Macquarie too many chances to attack them, so they need to be a little bit more judicious.
So that's the lock forward in Mark Farah. This man will just keep rolling it forward for the entire 80 minutes. Mark Tafua. They're going to kick from dummy half this time, sending Matt Hay to go away, but Simon gets there in the nick of time. He's got lightning speed and runs straight into Simon Williams.
He's electric, isn't he, Matt Simon? He's a real addition for Macquarie. They've had Nathan Cantor at fullback this year, but decided they wanted Simon, and he's certainly very quick and a bit of agility as well. So they're going to have to be good with their chases. But here's another penalty for Macquarie. So West not quite at the races so far today as far as discipline goes.
Thanks, Reggie. Back here, guys. Back here.
So we can hear Tommy Aylett coming through our referee's microphone loud and clear. So we're able to listen to the decisions in the heat of the moment as they unfold. That's Isaac Briggs. Another opportunity here for the Scorpions. Hyde looking wider. They go right out to the edge. Vivali Eli takes it to the line, and Jay Porter combines with Ryan Lamb. That's Hyde again. Goes himself. Can he get there? Yes, he can. First try to Macquarie. Chris Hyde. Well, it was brewing. 4-0 after 7 minutes here.
Yeah, clever player, Chris Hyde, and I think it's a great thing for Macquarie to have him back in that 9 jumper. They had him at 5'8" a little bit this year, and I don't think it's his position, but you can see there they had them set all the way out to the left. Everyone was waiting for the ball to end up on the left wing except Chris Hyde, and he threw that dummy and completely threw them off, and then was strong enough to get the ball down. That's very clever play.
Well, Chris Hyde will feature at halftime here on Bar TV Sports. We caught up with him throughout the week.
That'd be controversial, Peter. Channel 9 will be on your case. He's a.
They've been on my case for years, but
well, he's a Channel 9 star at the moment, isn't he? Chris Hyde,
yeah,
NRL rookie.
Yeah, and that's what we'll chat to him about as we roll the replay here at halftime. Morgan, he said that the advice that he got from Adrian Lamb and Brad Fittler was just pretty much second to none, and they just told him to back himself. And this is exactly how this try eventuated. Look at this. He backed himself, got down low, and Cigar, he's over for the first 4-pointer.
Yeah, I mean, he only had about a foot down that short side. There wasn't a lot of space there. I mean, not many people would have tried it, so it was clever play.
So the rookie, of course,
Of course, if he gets bundled into touch, everyone says, what an idiot, why didn't he throw it out at the back line? But I suppose that's what happens when you back yourself.
That could be a rookie error.
That's the risk you take, yeah.
Of course, the rookie on Go on Channel 9. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you do. And at halftime, we actually get a great insight, a real interesting insight of what it's like to be the 2016 potential rookie. Here's the kick from the touchline. They don't come much tougher than this. He's made it look easy. What a kick from the touchline. 6-0 the Scorpions on Old Boys Day.
Yeah, there's a bit of a murmur around the ground, isn't there? They're just bubbling away, this crowd. Very pleased with the start Macquarie have made. West just haven't really been in the game so far. We've only had about 8.5 minutes. But basically, they've just gone penalty. Very slow start. They need to sort out that discipline, or they'll be getting a spray from the coach.
So Sunday afternoon football back underway here. Live Sunday Rugby League on the home of Newcastle Rugby League. Bar TV Sports. Our third year of live streaming the Country Rugby League competition. That's Adam Swadling. Finn gets off him. That's Gallen. Runs straight into Jermaine Ale. Just shy of the halfway line here. Chris Hyde, dynamic. Kicking away from Keenan. The fullback has got to turn around and face the kicker in Chris Hyde. That's Richardson. taking it out to the 20-metre line here. So Western Suburbs under a little bit of pressure early on. Defence is solid. On that occasion, it came from their captain in Sumner. So they come to the edge. That's Simon Williams. Picked up 6 tries in 2016. One of Western Suburbs' leading try scorers. Just short of the 40-metre line, so inside the 40 the kick comes. Matt Hay thought for a moment he positioned himself well, but Ryan Powell, with 3 tries under his belt, comes back out to the 20-metre line. So 6 points to 0. If you just tune to the coverage, a try to their hooker in Chris Hyde from the Scorpions. As we see now, Nathan Cantor runs straight into Mark Tafua.
Yeah, Adam Bettridge should be fairly pleased, I'd have thought, with the start so far. Apart from that hoik out the back from Allen, they've kept it pretty simple. They haven't made any mistakes and just kept rolling up the middle and really matching West and, in fact, having better discipline so far. That's been one of the challenges, of course, for Adam Bettridge. He's got a lot of players on this side with flair and skill. And some days it's been working for them and some days they've made a lot of errors. But he's just been trying to get them to take those chances at the right time. And today's a good example.
High kick from Briggs.
Well taken.
Oh.
Sam Keenan, he's been good at fullback since he came into this West side.
I was going to say safe as the Bank of England, but over the last 72 hours,
Yeah, pick another bank.
we know how that's going. Richardson offloading. This is Brad Tye. Back from injury.
Been about a month out of the side, Brad Tye, hasn't he? It's a lot of strike to come back into the back line.
He'll be looking for match fitness. Here they come. This is where they're dangerous. This is why. Where's the support? Hale throwing it out the back. But if he had his time over again, maybe he wouldn't have done what we've just seen.
Well, they're going to get the ball back here, West. I think it was knocked down there by possibly Nathan Cantor just coming across in cover. They scrambled pretty well, but Ale showed a bit of pace there. He was running like it was 10 years ago.
Put him on the wing next week.
Well, he gets out there and causes a bit of havoc. He runs very wide as a back rower. He plays a bit of centre as well, but yeah, just threw the dummy there and busted through.
So a chance here for Joel Brown.
It's the thing about West, isn't it? I mean, you can have it over them for 12 minutes in this case. Macquarie have had all the game. They give them one chance, and all of a sudden they're right on under pressure.
This is Porter giving it away to Keenan. Now to Tye. Back from the NRL. Up on the Gold Coast with the Titans.
Long way from Gold Coast weather today, I can assure you.
He's got his skivvy on, I'm sure. Maybe a thermal too. That's Mark Tafua. So real attacking chance now. They've waited 13 minutes to be in this position of the field. Back there now to Williams. Always tough from this position of the field. Runs straight into Cantor. Ale. Back now through the middle. Brown stepping, weaving. Captain Sumner collects him. Redmond. Keenan. Coming back the commentary edge. Trying to bamboozle the defensive structure here. Back to Brown. He'll kick. He'll chase. Also chasing it is Richardson. Wow. Only a millimetre separating Richardson's head and the side post there. As Tafua's not happy here, we might be able to go in and...
There's a penalty to West.
Yeah.
I think there's a suggestion someone was there.
Shoulder charge. Right
so
on the
chance.
10.
Just when they thought they'd escaped Macquarie, they're going to have to face another set here. That was good defence from them, though.
In front of the old boys. Celebrating their 25th year anniversary of their only premiership. Tafua. That's Chris Knight. Away to Finn. He takes the line on Finn. Pressure mounting for the Scorpions. Porter. Out the back door it comes. That's Brad Tye. He'll take the line on. He'll offload. Now to Porter. Gallen wraps him up. Chris Knight again. Cuts out one. Finds Brown. This is Ale. 3 combining in the tackle. Gallen's in there. Knight again goes from dig from dummy half. He sees the line. 2 metres in front of it. Comes back there now to Brown. Wobbly old kick. Not the best kick he's ever kicked in rugby league, and the Scorpions pounce on the ball. 2 out from their own line.
Well, a good early test there from Macquarie. They passed it very well. 2 sets in a row from West, coming at them hard, and they did it well. Didn't give them anything away. They didn't let them get the ball out wide either. The defence from Macquarie on those edges was sort of coming up like an umbrella, cutting off the opportunity to get the ball to Simon Williams, who's, of course, the speed machine out here in the centres. Got a hat-trick last week in the rain against Central.
Tremendous run by Adam Swadling, right on his 40-metre line. Reaching out to pull it in was Josh Schmidl. Back to Hyde. Offload to the Gallen. Here they go. Straight through the middle. Support left and right. They kick. They chase. They'll regather. They'll score. What a try. Matt Simon. He's under the post.
Oh, what ridiculous rugby league that is. Absolutely ridiculous. Straight up the middle. Great ball from Blake Gallen. And then Matt Hay showed plenty of pace. Ryan Pywell it was. Showed plenty of pace off the mark. He had to streak away from them and then got the kick, of all things, to Matt Simon. Most coaches would have said either take the tackle or throw the pass. None of that today at Macquarie. Straight on the toe, and it sat perfectly for Matt Simon to get the ball down. Lovely football, Macquarie.
This is it on the replay. Look at this. Schmidl gave it away to Hyde. Gallen up the middle. Support left and right. He could have opted to throw it, but he kicked it. Superb bounce, and Jack in the box sprung up, and Simon went down for the second try for the Scorpions.
But see, that comes from players taking a bit of a gamble. I mean, Pywell had no particular reason to be in the middle of the field, but he takes a gamble that he's going to sniff around there and see if something happens. As Gallen was looking for that offload, he had 2 options to throw it to. I mean, how often do you see it? A bloke makes a big carry up the middle of the field, and you see it, Newcastle Rugby League, NRL, a bloke makes a big carry, busts through, gets the arm free, and there's nobody there. But they pushed up and stayed with him, and that's why they got the reward. That was great play. And 17 minutes gone here, and Macquarie 10-0, and they really look up for it, don't they? The passes are sticking, the forwards are hitting hard. It's early, but things are going their way.
Let's just take another look at how this try unfolded, because the kick will be a given from right in front.
If I tell a lie, actually, there were 3. There was Pywell, Simon, and Sumner, all available, all showing for the ball, just on the off chance someone gets the arm free. That was good footy.
Well, Western Suburbs, a little bit shell-shocked.
Simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just push up. When someone's making a run, push up with them. Give them a few options. So much of football now is they're already thinking about the next play before they've played the one they're on, and you have a forward takes a hit up, 1 out, nobody's up with him, he gets tackled, and they're thinking about getting it wide next play. But they kept that play alive. That's what they can do.
And it's all in front now of Western Suburbs, the team with the football. They must have known that Macquarie were going to come out with all guns blazing. So it's up to the Rosellas here, as they are champions in their own right, to get back into this contest. Macquarie haven't really allowed them close to their goal line, have they? That's Gallen. To the 30-metre line. That's Hyde. What a game he has had. Giving it away to Swadling. Stay with us, as I mentioned, Chris Hyde featuring at halftime here on Bar TV. The NRL rookie, that's Schmidl.
Doesn't he look up for it today, Chris Schmidl? That's a couple of times we've seen him just barrel out of a tackle. It was his offload, of course, that started the move, and now they get a penalty for too much in the tackle. He's such a big, ungainly unit, Schmidl. He takes a bit of putting down, and you see that a lot, penalties given after his carries, because they're trying to play the ball down. Big chance here for Macquarie.
Here, guys.
Simon Allen, put away by Brown. Hyde again, goes for a dig from dummy half, finds Sumner, great ball! That's Cantor. Back to Hyde. Goes for a dig, he'll score! The rookie's over! Oh, the third try in 20 minutes. The Scorpions are on fire!
At Channel 9 here is, I don't know if he won the rookie, Chris Hyde, but he must be getting closer by the minute. They might have to reopen the competition. He's on fire. Second time down the short side. And there wasn't a great deal on that time. He was just a bit too quick out of dummy half and a bit too strong for them. 16-0 in 20 minutes.
Listen to the crowd. The old boys loving it.
Who was that Nostradamus before kickoff who said, I reckon Macquarie might be up for this today? The crowd is certainly getting on their backs. It's very good. It's a big occasion, this, and they're lifting to it. And Wests, I know there'd be a few tired legs out there, but they're going to have to lift. They don't seem to be remonstrating with each other too much behind the goal line at the moment, the West players. They're not really saying much of anything at all. I think the prescription's pretty clear. Just start carting the ball up a bit more strongly and stop giving away penalties. I mean, that's been the platform out of this. Macquarie are getting 2 sets every time they get the ball. One to get up to halfway and then another one to attack the line.
So Ryan Powell. In good form too on the wings. You can't really underestimate anybody thus far. They're really putting in. It's a team performance. They're up by 12. Here's the kick now from Vivali Eli. Banged home 16 goals thus far in 2016. Kenning knocked this one over from the touchline. Bringing it back, but just fades to the right. So no change here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. Look at that crowd. A bumper crowd in here at Old Boys Day. 12-0 the home side.
Yes, the George Caesar Hayne Hill is very well populated this afternoon. They've got the marquee there for the Old Boys, and particularly the 91 side. And I would imagine a lot of coaching assistance for Teeson Favielli as he took that kick as well. They were right behind him, giving him plenty of encouragement.
So we're back underway on Bar TV Sports, and look at this run. They're here to play. The Scorpions. Can they keep it going for the 80-minute duration? Stay with us. Sunday afternoon football. That's Hyde. Looking for a penalty. Didn't quite come. Matt Hay. Trapped there from Mark Farah. Hyde again. Spins it wider. Away now to Isaac Briggs. The big bustling prop in jersey number 8.
I tell you what, you can tell that the crowd's in good spirits. There are about 4 West players offside on the right-hand side there. Came crowding up as that hit-up was taken, and there was not a peep heard from the crowd. I suspect if it's close in the last 10 minutes, they'll be very vocal about that sort of thing.
So Briggs pumps it downfield, and Keenan, he says, let's have a breather. We'll get it back, hopefully, through the scrum 10 out.
Well, that was the perfect kick for the situation, wasn't it? I mean, give them the ball where you want them to have it. He just plonked it into the corner, and now West have got to bring it out. So they find themselves 90 metres from the try line. 17 minutes to go in this first half. They're not a side to be written off. I mean, you see them find these second efforts so often. It's nothing for them to put an effort together and come back from a deficit like this. There's plenty left in this game.
Next one. No, you didn't go. Next one. Hyde. 90, put your head in that scrum.
You can hear Tom Aylett just telling Hyde there from the Scorpions to hold his head in the scrum. So the Rosellas here coming away from the northern end in this round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League competition. But the Macquarie Scorpions really wrapping them up. That pass went backwards from Tafua. That's the 40. Speaking of Tafua, here he is again. Wrapped up there by Gallen. So one left. They cut out Finn. They're going to kick on the 4th tackle. Ball going downfield. Simon's underneath it. You can see the knee lifting as he went up to collect the ball into his position.
It's a bit of a default kick now. Any side that gets over halfway but isn't inside the 20, they sort of just hoof it up in the air and hope, don't they? It's a strange thing about football now. A lot of sides seem to just run off a bit of a template. You know, if they get inside the 20, they either bomb it to the corner or put the grubber in. And if they're inside the opposition half, they just sort of put it up in the air and try and make a contest. And, you know, the fullback, I guess, drops 1 out of 50. But you'd like to see a little bit more invention from sides in those sort of positions.
Lost it on the halfway line here, the Scorps. Ball
yeah, this will be a West ball. Double knock on there. Favielli just lost it in the contact. So this is the sort of opportunity West have been looking for. It's really the first time Macquarie have given them, voluntarily at least, given them any field position. So it's a good chance for them.
So the 25th anniversary. This is it on the replay here. Everybody's out enjoying the spectacle so far. Well, the old boys are here today, mixing it with the squad of 91. Mel Graham, of course, the captain and the coach on that historic day for Macquarie Scorpions. The only time the Scorps have won the premiership, of course. Not the case with the team they're up against today, the Rosellas. They've won more competitions, or more titles in this competition than any other club going around. That's Porter giving it away, and the ball goes through the hands and back to the Scorps here. Morgan, 30 out from their own line.
Well, that was just a little look at what West can do, isn't it? I mean, Mark Tafua, you don't often see him running so wide. He was only about 3 in from the wing there. Usually he takes it straight up the middle, but they've tried something different. And then he got that offload away. And it was just a little warning to Macquarie. If they keep giving field position away, West have got plenty of weapons out there.
So topbetter.com.au, get in the game with our broadcast partner. And Chris Hyde was our first try scorer. Have you had anything on him? Subner wrestled into the ground here. Just in from the western touchline. Hyde, elusive, dangerous. Cantor kicking. Keenan trying to get away from the captain in Subner. But there was no chance to deviate away from him.
I'd have thought, Peter, that in future, watch the dummy might be next to Chris Hyde's name on the tip sheet, don't you think? That's 3 times he's done that now, and on every occasion, I mean, twice he scored a try, and on that occasion, he again created a little bit of danger. So the markers are just going to have to keep an eye on him.
Chris Hyde, his skills are second to none. He speaks about at half-time, I don't want to give away too much, but he speaks about what was required on the application to get into the rookie, and you can pretty much now see why he is on the NRL rookie. He's having an outstanding game, and it's great to have him back into the Newcastle Rugby League competition. This is Simon at the back, the fullback. What a match he's had in the first half hour.
Wasn't that a good piece of skill to catch that ball? That was like an arrow. Very, very quick and very, very low in the end. He managed to take it very well. He put himself in the perfect position. Now he's having a scamper out of dummy half.
And he just scooped that up like chocolate ice cream. That's the 40-metre line here. And that's Josh Schmidl. Big game for the Rebels, brought into the squad yesterday. Away now to Adam Grew. Straight into Jermaine Ale. So this is the last tackle now for the Scorpions. They'll kick, they'll chase. Briggs leads the race. Keenan, can he play at it? Doesn't need to. Goes straight into the wire fence, back out to the 20-metre line we come.
Yeah, a bit of a waste in the end, the kick dead. Just slows the game. That's something as soon as disaster though, because with 11 and a half minutes to go until half-time, Macquarie have got this lead. They can just slow the game down a little bit, but they don't want to get into the mentality of trying to protect the lead. They don't want to just say, well, we've scored enough points now, let's see if West can get them. That's when the trouble, that's when comebacks happen, when one team decides that they're only trying to play one half of the game.
So they come the blind side. 6 tries under his belt. The 7 3/4 in Williams. Now to Ryan Petro. 42 metres out. Knight. Out the back. Porter. Finding Keenan. Goes wider. Lamb. In traffic. Macquarie. turn on the red light. Porter. They change it back to green. That means go. This is Petro. Storming down inside the 20. Last tackle now for the Rosellas. Brown. He's going to test Richardson with the jump, but he cannot test.
He's into touch here.
Well, the touch, he's put his flag up here. I was going to say Matt Hay was awake to it.
Yeah, he was. He took the kick very well, but then just got rolled over. It wasn't much he could have done about it. And just with momentum, ended up with his boot on the touchline. So with 10 minutes to go, we're entering... I don't have any stats on this. I don't have a David Middleton type figure who can tell me, but I'd reckon that there wouldn't be a side in this competition who scores more points in the last 10 minutes before half-time than Western Suburbs. They do it so often, and it can be terribly demoralising to teams. So let's see what they come up with here.
Well, Richardson just put his hand in an unusual position between the legs and just twisted Hay into touch. So back there now to the Rosellas. With 2 minutes to go, Porter giving it away. Brad Tye looking to exploit a gap. Keenan away to Petro. Gallen. If anyone knows what the Rosellas can do leading into half-time, it's Gallen. Back to Brown. Out wider. Williams. Hard to stop. But they put him on his front. Back through the middle again. Brown offloading as they can. Ale. They've gone from right to left in one swooping pass. This is Keenan. 8 minutes to go. First half here. Sunday afternoon football. Brown away to Herman. Flicks it back to Porter. This is Keenan. Spinning it left to right. Brown, will he kick? No, he offloads. Williams, he's got Richardson. He's got Richardson, all right. Well, did I see that yesterday? The exact thing when the Rebels thrashed Illawarra. It was a carbon copy of yesterday's try.
Well, not many centres would have got that ball away. I mean, Williams, he just kept fighting. I was watching Cantor there, and I was watching the winger, and I'm thinking, Cantor's got him here one-on-one. The winger just needs to stay where he is. But Williams kept fighting, and eventually, I think it was Matt Hay had to come in and get involved, or felt that he did anyway, and that was when he was able to pull the trigger at last and put Richardson over for the try.
Well, here's the kick now, Morgan. We'll have a look at the replay. Check this out. Well,
one side of the field to the other. I mean, look at this. They're on the left-hand side, and then all of a sudden, they score on the right-hand touchline.
Well, you know, you could put your money on this,
yeah,
but look at this
Williams
flick pass.
Cantor thinks he's got him there, but he got past him because he's a big, strong character, and he's got that change of pace. And as soon as Hay started tiptoeing inside, then the ball was thrown over and he was in to score. But again, West's last 10 minutes of the first half, in they go.
So Sam Keenan, his first attempt. On conversion. He's had to wait 33 minutes. He's bringing this one back around. It looks good. He's got it from the touchline. Wests clawing their way back into the match. They're still down by 10. It's 16 points to 6 on the Bar TV scoreboard.
Well, challenging time now for Macquarie. This next 7 minutes, terribly, terribly important. I mean, you can expect if the last 40 years of Western Suburbs are anything to go by, you can expect them to really make a bit of a surge here. Once they get a bit of encouragement, they can be quite ruthless. So Macquarie just need to dig in and get themselves to half-time now. Sure enough, you've got the big front rower back out there, Jake Finn.
Well, he knows his way to the try line.
Hold. Marcus not square, Marcus.
3 tries this year already to Finn. That's Petro. Hyde dropping off along with Gallen. Finn, his second touch. Inside the 40. Hay goes out, reaches out, takes it well into his breadbasket and runs straight back into the Rosellas with gusto.
Doesn't he play above his weight, Chris Hyde? I mean, he got absolutely hammered there, bounced straight off that tackle, and then got to his feet and was back in the defensive line.
Tough as teak. So 2 left in this set. That's Hyde again. Well, every good premiership winning side always finds themselves with a good hooker. And if Chris Hyde can maintain this form, look out competition. The Macquarie Scorpions, a real dynamite force in this competition. That's Richardson. Had a blinder yesterday on the wing for the Newcastle Rebels. Of course, the Newcastle Rebels bringing back the title. First time since 2012. Gallen in there, along with Ale. Right on the 40-metre line here. Back to Finn. Great tackle by Hyde. Knight sending it away to Ryan Petro. He takes the Rosellas across the halfway line here. Back to Finn again. Straight into Gallen. Gallen came off second best. But Gallen finishes him off in the end. Keenan. Kick going in towards in goal. Did he hold the ball? He did. He held it all right.
It was a coin toss there about halfway through, but he held it in the end. Now there's
Richardson and Williams trying to pick him up.
Have a look at the difference in the last couple of minutes since that try, though, Peter. I mean, Macquarie haven't had a penalty. West haven't knocked the ball on. They've just been pumping it into the corners and making them ruck it out. And they are swarming now. That's 3 tackles in a row, and they're just now getting over the 10-metre line. That's that change of pace that they have in them in the course of a game.
So inside the last 4 minutes.
5 tackles, 22 metres.
They need a good kick off the right boot of Hyde. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. And that's exactly what the Macquarie side has been able to achieve. Now to Callan Richardson. Trying to get away from Sumner. But Gallen is in there again. And takes the red-headed winger into the ground.
You can tell we're in a heavyweight fight today, Peter. I mean, a lot of teams would have wilted there and would have ended up with West bringing the ball out on the halfway line, but they found a good kick and then a good chase 4 minutes before half-time. But as I say that, now there's a penalty. I think that was a high shot around the head of the new man in 11 there, Tom Madden.
Again, a chance with 2.5 to go on the clock. Bettrich will be barking instructions from the touchline to keep them out here. Western Suburbs, they can just change the whole complexion of the game in a split second. Onto it now is Ale. Ball comes free.
Strip, play on.
Referee said play on. So Tommy Aylett will call it back here. There he is on your screen right now. It was double, all right.
It was happening, though, wasn't it? Jermaine Ale, he'd already busted his head through it. Was on again.
There's Gallen there, just left-hand side of the screen, just looking to get back into the scrum position. What a match. I mean, we've been coming to Macquarie now for many a years calling the game. But this year, Gallen, I'm still getting over his performance a few weeks ago, you know, in the Country Rugby League Championships. Just the heart and the soul of the man. He was down on the Central Coast and then drove back to play, was it Maitland, wasn't it?
Yeah, drove from Wyong to Maitland.
And played another 80 minutes.
So I think he then went out pig shooting in the evening. Wasn't that right?
And came home with a
incredible day.
With pork for the next 6 months.
Big day. 2 games of football and a pig shoot. Dear oh dear. You've got to have a pretty good motor, I'd reckon.
Big days, all right. We know what that's all about. We've all had an interesting 24 hours. Back then out to Grew, to the halfway line. So the referee tells Jermaine to stand up as Hyde sends it away to Gallen. Out the back door it comes this time to their nuggeting captain in Subner. And Joel Brown assisted along there with 2 others. The rookie puts in a kick. He might get it back and offload. That's why he's the best rookie going around. Out chip and chase. Simon, can he get it back? Porter leads the race. Porter went to offload. He did offload. And now they come away with it through Keenan. Wow, what was all happening there in that passage of play?
That was interesting. I mean, Tom Aylett there, he indicated that the ball had been knocked down, but then he didn't signal 6 to go. I wonder if Macquarie might have had another 6 tackles in hand there. But Matt Simon still trying things in the last minute of the game. I mean, it was a fairly low-risk play in the end at this stage, but it just goes to show you, Macquarie have got points in them. They've got players who'll take those sort of risks.
So don't miss our Chris Hyde interview coming up in approximately 30 seconds' time from now as the bell goes for half-time. We talk all things rugby league, we talk things rookie, and we talk about his inspiration of going forward and what he needs to do and how he's going to be the best rugby league footballer that he can possibly be. That's Porter. Great ball. Back to Keenan. Needs to offload. He does. Porter had to clean up. Shamedal.
Peter, Sam Keenan, if that had been Matt Simon there rather than Josh Smeedle, that could have been 22-6 at half-time. I mean, what a pass to throw on your halfway line with nobody around right on half-time. That's a coach killer. They're very lucky to get away with that, Western Suburbs. But in the end, Macquarie probably quite lucky that the gap is still 10 points because West threw a lot at them in the second half of that passage of play. They came at them very hard. I don't think 16 points is going to be enough to win it today. I think they're going to need to keep pushing hard in the second half because West will keep coming for them.
Oh, we've got a game, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back after the chat with the NRL rookie, Chris Hyde. Take a look at this.
Well, it's not every day in Toronto you come across a national TV star, but Chris Hyde certainly racking up the minutes on television at the moment on the rookie program. What's it been like for you, mate, and how did you get involved?
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome, Pete. It was just a big roller coaster, really. From the first day, a few of my mates said to me, you should apply. It was a bit of a joke at first, but ended up putting in the resume and lucky enough to get chosen.
Fantastic. So did the application process move along pretty quick? How long did you have to wait until you knew that you were on Channel 9?
Yeah, I think first thing I got an email to say that I'd been accepted to a trial day where you do a few fitness tests, defence, pass, skills, kicking, all those little things. And I went pretty good on the day. So I was pretty confident after that, and probably took another two months after that. And then, I knew I was in the top 28, so, it was pretty awesome.
Fantastic stuff, hey?
Yeah.
Pinch yourself, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mate, you know, obviously you look up to the players like Fittler, Adrian Lamb, all those guys. What's your opinion of them now after so many weeks on the telly? Are they still the best role models that we've got going in the game? They know their stuff, no doubt.
Yeah, the three coaches, they were awesome the whole time. Especially for myself with Adrian Lamb. He was really into the sort of strategic side of the game, which I like to do myself. Trying to sort of beat your opposite number in the head more than anything. Probably Adrian Lamb was the best out of the three to me, but they're all awesome. Yeah.
If you could pick one or two things, what have you learnt the most over the last few months on the show? I suppose it's hard to define.
I'd probably say just the mental side of it. Try to get in your head in the game, and for sort of, just keeping your head, sort of the experience, just so the small things were really like meditation, which was new to me at first, and Freddie had us meditating after a week, and I'm like, what's this? But in the end, it's those small little things that can keep your mind clear and make you play your best footy. That's what I found in myself probably improved the most.
Well, here on Bar TV, we usually do things in one take. Is it the same on Channel 9?
Oh,
Can take all day?
I'd like to say yes, but definitely not. Definitely not.
So it's not as polished as this?
No, not as polished as this. No way.
Fantastic, mate. So everybody in the Hunter, your mates, your fans, everybody, your family, they're all really getting a kick out of watching you on the big screen?
Yeah, everyone's loving it so far. Everyone's pretty addicted to it, which is good. And I get the odd message every week, sort of giving me a bit of crap here and there for little things I do. But, it's awesome. It's, once in a lifetime opportunity. So, yeah.
Do you get on each other's nerves? Like, is there a few blokes that you think, oh, gee, or do you pretty much get on pretty well out of the whole lot?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably, in the house there was a few.
It's like Big Brother, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit. There's a few blokes who sort of got under each other's nerves. But on the field, it's just like a footy team. Everyone's there for each other, and it was just really good how we bonded so quick, and the results came. So yeah. So far, so good.
Fantastic. Well, let's turn our attention back to Sunday.
Yeah.
Big game. You're playing Western Suburbs. Always brings a big crowd. What are you expecting from the Maggots?
Oh, I expect a tough game. Always tough, versus West. They're the team to beat. They're on top of the table, equal with Lakes. But, definitely the team to beat. So, we're going to have to bring our best game. We're unbeaten in about 6 now, I think. So we're playing some pretty good footy. All the boys, it's going week by week. We're improving. So I'm pretty confident. Not overconfident, but definitely be a cracker, I think.
Mate, of course, they've got stacks backing up from finals day on Saturday in the Country Rugby League. But I was just talking to Adam, and he's like, he doesn't want anything of that. They're going to play. They're going to be here, and you guys just got to be ready.
Oh, is there a rep game, is there?
Yeah, there is. There's a big game,
I
isn't
don't even
there?
know, but...
It's just a little game called the Grand Final. I think Illawarra are playing Newcastle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know what? You can actually watch it on Bar TV Sports.
Bar TV.
Saturday.
What time?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Where will you
listen,
be?
3 o'clock. I'll be watching, definitely.
On?
Bar TV.
Fantastic.
Ads has really been drumming into us. Don't even think about them backing up. We've just got to calm, focus, just like they haven't played. Like, it's all about us in the end, Yeah. We're just going to do what we do and hopefully get the win.
There you go. Well, I know the entire Hunter is behind you, mate. Your teammates are behind you. Everybody's behind you. Good luck. And hopefully, you can be up there when the whip's cracking.
Yeah, cheers, Pete.
Well, hello everybody and welcome along to a special edition of Bar TV Sports. Tonight it's all about the little kids that really put their heart and their soul into rugby league. Let's find out what actually happened in the local Newcastle Rugby League competition only last week. A very heartwarming story.
Last week, our under-6s Cardiff Red, we played against Charlestown. As you all know, it was a terrible day. It was pouring down rain, and probably one of the best games that I've ever seen by under-6s. They were throwing the ball around, and got an opportunity in the game to let a young kid get his first try of the season. Our team played a big part in that, and he actually got a break and busted through 5 players and put the ball down under the post. I actually played Central myself on Sunday, and I got home after playing footy and then checked Facebook, and my wife started reading it to me, and it was very touching, the story. By 9 o'clock that night it went viral, got shared around the world by Jared Hayne, former NRL players, the Matty Johns show, the Newcastle Knights, New South Wales Blues, you name it, it got shared. It got shared as far as London. Unbelievable. How'd you feel, mate, about your son scoring his first try?
To be honest, we weren't expecting it. Just because of how little he is, we kind of thought he'd just enjoy the season of footy. But just when he scored his first try, it was pretty magical. Actually, we all got a tear in our eyes. He was quite happy, so it just made us happy. So that was the main thing. Yeah.
I seen on Facebook later that night you rewarded him by taking him to the movies. How do you like that?
Yeah, it made him even happier. He was pretty happy about the try most of the day, but that just topped it off for him, for the rest of the family too. It was a good family bonding session, so made us all happy.
That's good. What do you think about your brother scoring a try?
I don't know.
You happy for him?
Yeah.
Pretty proud? All right, we might talk to the try scorer himself. How was you scoring your try, mate? Was it good?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
First try in rugby league?
Yeah.
Something you remember for a long time?
Yeah.
You have fun playing rugby league?
Yeah.
Good boy. You get one of our shirts as well. That's from the Cardiff Cougars, all right?
Thank you.
I'd just like to thank Peter Jolly from Bar TV coming down today and sharing this beautiful story. He does a great job in the local league. If you haven't went on Facebook and liked Bar TV, jump on and like it, because I'm pretty sure you're missing out on some good stuff that's happening on Bar TV. Big thumbs up to Bar TV. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate.
Two great interviews there at halftime, and we'd like to thank the Cardiff Cougars Junior Rugby League Club for inviting Bar TV and myself out there throughout the week. It's a phenomenal thing, the day and age that we live in, and through Facebook technology. That last kid is only 4 years of age, Isaac, scored his first try ever in rugby league, and we didn't think that it would go viral, but come 12 hours after we posted that on the Bar TV Sports Facebook page, a phenomenal thing happened. We got over 100,000 people watching that clip. And Jade Porter, you're an absolute star for making that boy's little day. But now, mate, you need to star in this Rosella side if you're going to get your boys home in the big one.
All right, boys.
We're away. Keenan, second half. The Scorpions leading by a 10-point margin here. Ryan Petro in the tackle. They're about to bash and barge their way to their 40-metre line here. That's Hyde. What an insight. And we'd like to thank Chris Hyde for his valuable time throughout the week here at Macquarie Scorpions training. We hope he can go well on into the NRL Rookie Series.
Wait.
All the best from the entire Newcastle Rugby League community. That's Gallen running straight into Tom Madden.
Get out of the rough. Don't play it on him.
Slow play the ball. Aylett telling him not to milk the penalty there. Back to Sumner. Charge down. They'll get it back. They'll offload. But the intercept comes thanks to Simon Williams. Morgan Campbell.
Well, interesting start to the second half. I mean, the kick was rebounded. I thought the chaser was offside there, but they let play go on. And eventually West came up with the ball. But again, I wonder if it had been 6 tackles, maybe Macquarie didn't need to throw that pass. But
make it. Go. Good.
West here have the, they had the initiative going into half-time, didn't they? Macquarie really need to settle to start this second half. They need to settle and start getting back to what they did at the start of the first half, just bashing hard, kicking it into the corners and playing nice and tidy.
Look for the kick. There it goes. Keenan drilling it in towards the eastern touchline. But Matt Hay, like every good winger, was able to stop it from going in the touch and make good ground back. An exciting winger. We know that. We've seen that. And it's continuing to bubble along quite nicely. Knight running straight into the defensive structure there of Tom Madden. Because Tom Madden got a late call up today after Peter Mannion.
Schmiedel causing havoc again out there.
He is. Just like yesterday, Schmiedel caused havoc along with Mannion, who's not in the siding side for the Rosellas today. Back to Elchin. He's got support. Oh! Let's go in and have a listen to Elchin.
Hang on. There's an
And
inquiry
Tommy.
here. Yeah, Tom Aylett, he spotted that right. There was a player held off the ball there coming through. I think it was Andrew Sumner. Now, there's a big appeal for 10 in the bin here, and it's not a baddie either because Sumner was looming up on the inside. He probably would have caught the pass and strolled over. You'd have to think if he was taken out, it's got to be a chance of a professional foul. In the end, I mean, Macquarie will probably be satisfied with the penalty, and they'll take the 2 now to go 18-6 in front.
Well,
but still, that's a big moment in the game.
Rosellas
Let's have a
today.
little replay.
Back to
Because
Elchin.
went
He's
through.
got
Someone
support.
clearly being held back there by, I think,
Let's
Ryan
go in
Lamb.
and have a listen to
me,
Elchin.
Aylett was good enough to spot the
Tommy.
penalty, but for me, that's a sin binning. The only reason he was pulling him back was because he
Back
knew
to Al-
that if Sumner caught that pass, he was over the score.
He's got some.
So I think Macquarie are very, very unlucky there to be facing the full complement of Western Suburbs for the next 10 minutes.
And you come out. It was worth the penalty.
So just going over there is the captain to have a chat with Tommy Aylett.
They knew they were appealing for it straight away. Let's have a look. There's the hand on the back of the jumper. That's Sumner. Now he's coming through. If he gets to
He's got
run
support.
his natural course,
Oh!
he is where the pass
Let's
ends up
go
going
in and have a
and he
listen
scores.
to Elchin.
You don't often see the
And
inquiry
Tommy.
here in the modern game.
Tom
And I
Aylett
think that
spotted
was a
that
definite case where it should have been.
We're actually up in the grandstand with Tom's wife, Kylie Aylett. She's with us here today. Kylie, you're watching the game unfold. You'd love to have a chat at every opportunity she has. And she's out here supporting the husband. Doesn't want to get caught up with Morgan Campbell's politics, though, with how he described what your husband should have done right there.
It's very easy up here in the grandstand, Peter. Very easy up here.
Kylie just gave you the blackest stare that
Yeah,
you'll
I know.
ever get.
I earned that. Big moment in the game, though. I mean, Macquarie there could have been 22-6 in front. They did get the 2 points, but that would have been a killer if they'd have scored just after half-time. Any momentum West had carried into the break would have been gone. So I would reckon, and now they're going to... Oh, it's a penalty. But Ryan Lamb's pull back on Sumner there, having escaped the sin bin, could end up being a very important contribution.
Thoughts there from Morgan Campbell. Here's the kick. Hyde drilling it high into the air and towards halfway. So 18-6. 12 points is the margin. For Varley Eli. We'll get a penalty.
Penalty count's been overwhelming today in favour of Macquarie. I know you couldn't dispute any of them, but yeah, they're getting penalty after penalty. Wests are all over the shop with their discipline here.
This one. Back with Sam.
So the penalty count, we'll try and get that for you.
Can I have a guess?
Bar TV Sports. Yeah, you can have a
I'm
guess.
going to suggest 7-2. Macquarie 7, West 2. That's just a guess.
An educated guess. That's Gallen.
Oh.
6-2. Hyde coming away, finding Briggs. He offloads the ball. Shamidal! Drop down there from Porter. Porter's been shoved in the back there by Briggs. Another penalty this time. I think it's going to go against the Scorpions. He's put him in the bin. Tommy Aylett.
It's Jade Porter. He's gone.
Time off here too.
And it had to be. He didn't really have any choice there, Tom Aylett. That was quite deliberate from Porter coming through the ruck. It's 3 penalties in a row. And really, what else can you do? I mean, Macquarie had the roll on there and now they don't because Porter got involved in the play of the ball. And I'm afraid when that happens, you've got to go. And isn't he getting some encouragement from the Caesar Hayne Hill?
Shamidal! Well, I've got to say that Tommy Aylett, he's certainly got guts, just like Hyde, offloading to Varley Eli. He got it down for Varley Eli. He's popped them to the front again by an extra 4 for Varley Eli. His 4th try in 2016. What a cracker.
What about the rookie? The rookie's having a blinder. Open the competition up again. Get Freddie Fittler here.
Open the floodgates.
Forget about have a revote.
You got the key.
Have a revote.
They're trying to do that in England. They want a referendum for the second time in 2 weeks.
Down the short side, Chris Hyde. How many times is he going to do it before West twig as to what's going on? He's bunged it on again. Watch the dummy from the dummy half. That's the message. I'd imagine the coach might have said that at half time, but it hasn't sunk through. And they're in again. 22-6. Kick to come. And the Caesar Hayne Hill is rocking.
Watch the dummy from the dummy half.
Yep.
Well, we're about to watch the dummy from the dummy half right here, right. The ball. Now, Shamidal! This is it. Check this out.
Oh, this is the sin binning. So Porter's all over the ball there. No risk.
Another penalty this time. I think it's going to go against the
Scorpions.
Scorpions. He's put him in the bin. And then the try unfolded after that.
Yep.
So here's the kick now, Morgan Campbell. 22-6 6 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard, thanks to our broadcast partner, topbetter.com.au. I've never heard a crowd like it here at Macquarie. The grandstand is absolutely packed and pumping with excitement. And we're not just here celebrating the 25th year of their anniversary of their only premiership, but just maybe, if they keep playing like this, getting home. Here's the kick, bringing it back, but not enough. No change. 22 play 6, 30 minutes to go, second half.
Well, it's a tall order now for West, isn't it? I mean, they're now, 16 points behind and a man down for the next 10 minutes. They're in a terrible hole here. They're going to need, I don't know what they're going to need to get out of this one. This is very tough for them from here. 22-6, half an hour to go, and the next 10 minutes with 12 men. But a 7-2 penalty count it is now after that most recent one, and that's just too many. You can't give a good side like Macquarie 7 penalties, all on about the 30 or 40 metre line, and expect them not to score points.
I'm very impressed, though, with your mathematical expertise. You come every match with your old maths teacher, I believe. He's taught you well, Morgan.
Well, maybe. I didn't. That was an educated guess. I hadn't been keeping count. I was just quite lucky, but there's just been such a flow of penalties. They're just all over them in the ruck, I guess, and Tom Aylett's not copping any rubbish, I suppose.
That's Gallen. Right in centre of the field. Hyde, what a game. Man of the match from the NRL rookie thus far, but don't write off the Rosellas just yet.
He's given it.
He has given it. He's given it all right. There's the signal.
Well, Sam
There's
Keenan
the signal.
could have been a little bit harsh. We might have a look at the replay, I guess, but Sam Keenan just tiptoeing back towards the in-goal there. The ball trickling towards the sideline. He picked it up like it was a hand grenade and just got the fumbles. And, well, what a chance here for Macquarie. They've got an extra man and they've got the ball 10 metres out. They can pretty much, they can put, you'd think they can put West out of commission here. Let's have a look on the replay.
Man
as it went down, Keenan just tracking back.
Thus far, but don't.
And I think he just got a hand. It wasn't there. He picked it up cleanly. He might have just got a hand on the way through.
He has given
it's
it.
another one of those. We saw him with Gallen in the first
He's
half.
given it all right.
They're a bob each way, aren't they? They can be given knock back, can be given knock forward. On that occasion, they just didn't get the luck.
Can they knock the stuffing out of the bird here? The Rosellas defending their line. The Scorpions pounding their way close. Until then, a mistake. So they've dodged a bullet there, the Rosellas.
Yeah, just a bit of a miscommunication there. I think it's Alchin there. One off the ruck. He just came flying up and decoy runner trying to get involved. Blake Gallen would have been very hard to stop if that pass had gone to hand. So West dodging one there, as you say.
Tommy Aylett telling everybody to get a little wriggle on. As Sam Keenan puts it in. So they're coming off their own goal line here. They're not used to being under pressure all that much, Western Suburbs. I'd like to know when they were down by 22 points to 6 midway through a second half. I don't know how long we have to go back for that. That's the 30-metre line they're approaching. The Scorpions muscling up in defence. That was Adam Grew in the tackle. They're on Petro. They need a good kick. And Keenan says, I'm the man to do just that. But Simon says, well, if you're going to kick it to me, if you're going to give me space to attack like you've just given me, kick it to me every day of the week.
But look at where they've got the ball. I mean, this is second tackle, and they're over the halfway line. They're winning the territory here in a big way, Macquarie, and really, apart from a bit of a sort of corridor before half-time, they've been winning that battle most of the day.
Gallen again, finding Hyde. Briggs. Referee calling it back. He got his call there from our man out here, which is Will McInnes on the Western touchline. Good call there by our officials. So Western Suburbs, another sigh of relief for them as we go to the replay here of why the scrum was going down. There it is there. Referee calling it back.
They're about to get their full complement back. I think it was about the 33rd minute when Jade Porter was binned, so it won't be too long before he comes back out. So it might well be that they've escaped this 10 minutes without any further damage. And there's 26 minutes to go, so, you know.
Plenty of
time. Game's not over here. They've got plenty of attacking strike in them, and they keep playing right until the finish. There's no, they don't relent. So Macquarie shouldn't get too complacent or comfortable here.
Two of the men in defence never get complacent in Gallen because they can force the error every day of the week, and that's what they've done on the Rosella. Look at the crowd behind Gallen's head.
It was a good roar, wasn't it? There's only about, I guess, 40 of them over there. I assume junior players and all that. They made plenty of din as that ball came out. You do days like this, I guess in a way they make you a bit strike in them. And they make you wonder why it's not like this all the time at these sort of grounds. You know, we've got the big crowd here for Old Boys Day, of course, but you hope a lot of these people will come back next week or for the next home game, because when there's a big crowd in these grounds, the atmosphere is sensational.
Every day doesn't come much better than this in Newcastle Rugby League than what we've witnessed here today off the field, let alone what we're displaying on the field. That's Josh Shamedal, wrapped up there by Ryan Petro. Back to Hyde. Now storming his way forward. That's Adam Swadling.
This is their last chance before Porter comes back on to really hurt them.
Back to the right. Briggs finds Shamedal. Shamedal trying to be put down. Shamedal offloading. Now this is Briggs. So they're 20 metres out here from the Rosella's line. Again, Sumner. Out the back door. Simon out wider. It comes out there to Hay. Hay. Only a metre out. Here come the Scorpions. In front of a huge crowd. There's the kick. There's Keenan. Can he get back? He can. Put away by Sumner.
Oh, penalty. Macquarie, goodness me. They've called a shepherd there. It was a fairly ordinary kick from Chris Hyde because nobody else knew it was happening. But Keenan, in dancing his way out of the in-goal, ran behind a couple of his own players, according to referee Aylett. So Macquarie into the second chance draw here with about a minute until Jade Porter comes back on.
So this game is quick. And our producer today, Bo, certainly getting his money off Bar TV Sports. He's doing a spectacular job in real time, getting these replays up as quickly as possible. But we'll stick with the action as the Scorpions now go forward. Back there now to Briggs. He didn't get it down. Briggs, did he score? Yes, he did. Another try to the Scorpions. That could well now be the ball game.
Well, terribly tall order, isn't it? 26-6 with a kick to come. They're going to be 28-6 in front here in a minute, Macquarie, and you'd have to say they deserve it. As we see, we might pick it up in a minute. Jade Porter's just coming back onto the field now. They've managed to have the player get sin bin and make them pay. They've put 2 tries on in this 10 minutes that Jade Porter's been off the field. They've taken advantage of the extra number, and really, they've taken advantage of the domination they've had throughout the day. It's a result which, well, it's a scoreline at the moment, which they richly deserve.
And the kick. Well, this will put them out to 28-6 with 23 minutes to go.
Pretty simple try, wasn't it? Even though they've got the man down, I don't think the coach will be too happy. Briggs just put his head down and sailed for the line there and was just a bit too eager and a bit too strong from a couple of metres out. So we'll see it again on the replay in a minute, but he just barged his way over.
This is rugby league at its best.
Well,
the Scorpions.
Not if you're a West supporter.
No, it's not. But what the Macquarie Scorpions have been able to do in the last 2 or 3 years for rugby league fans in this part of the world is phenomenal. I mean, they made it through to the grand final last year. Yes, they got knocked off by Lakes United. Yes, they've lost their coach from 2015 in Barry Moore as the kick goes over. But what Adam Bettridge has done here, at this club is superb. He came here with vision. He's implemented that vision. He came here with new structures. The players have responded to those new structures, and they're responding to him. The players earn the trust of their coach, and if you don't earn your trust of your coach, well, you know, you can go halfway out the back door straight away. But he's doing great things. And I know for one thing, though, he's not going to get carried away with this. Yes, it's nice if they do get up, but a long way to go. This is for Varley Eli. What a season. What a player. Comes out the back door again. Ryan Petro in defence. That's Hyde. The speed that he has been able to offload at will and get their sides going is phenomenal. Just like the man with the ball here in Matt Simon. His speed from the back and that quick roll forward, which was just demonstrated superbly there from Chris Hyde to find Gallen, is wide. They are up by 22 points here this afternoon. And Subner has had an absolute blinder in his kicking game and bamboozling the fullback yet again in Keenan.
When Macquarie are at their best and when they're playing well like they have been today, it all revolves around Andrew Sumner being able to kick the ball into and find the grass. He steers them around. There's a knock on here, I think. Macquarie are going to get the ball back, but it's because of the positions that he puts them in. Sumner just works the ball around the field and turns the opposition around and keeps Macquarie got a lot of attacking players and they take a lot of risks, but Sumner just keeps things on an even keel. He's very important to them, and we've seen it today with kicks like that, which enable them to force those sort of mistakes. This is a pretty simple one. I think it just came out. There's a bit of an appeal for a strip, but the ball came in as Lamb. So big chance here for Macquarie. If they keep on this momentum, they could run up a bit of a score in this last 20 minutes.
So the scrum, and really not much rush to get underway. And why would you when you're up by 22 points here? This is round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. I hope you're enjoying this wherever you are watching this from across the world. We've got big numbers this afternoon up through the Pacific. That just tells you the reach of the Newcastle Rugby League. As we see Knight, way to Hyde, throwing the dummy left, right and centre. There he is again, Chris Hyde, getting the ball away. Away it comes to Sumner. Here's another one. Cantor! He's next to the post. Oh, it's a carve-up. An absolute demolition.
Well, they're rolling now, aren't they? That looked pretty easy. You haven't seen too many tries like that against Western Suburbs defences in recent years. There wasn't a great deal on there. It was just a good short ball, and Cantor was coming onto it too quickly into the gap, and over they went. And I reckon, I don't mean to go off early, but I reckon that the Macquarie players and the Macquarie crowd might just be enjoying this a little bit. It's even singing the Macquarie theme song.
And here it is on the replay. This is why they're singing that theme song.
I mean, look here, there's not too much on there. They're a little bit short out wide, but really, you don't look at those numbers and think that'll be a try, and in the end, it's just a bit of an ordinary read. I think it might have been Joel Brown there. Just didn't quite cover the runner, was up a bit too quickly, and got left behind by Cantor. So West just flagging a little bit here.
Flagging because Macquarie are running riot. And the kick to extend the margin a little bit more. It's already 32 points to 6. And Macquarie, look out. Competition after this performance. What a final series we're counting down for come September. Of course, the big grand final will be once again played at Hunter Stadium. The kick's a beauty. It's 34 points to 6 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard with 18 minutes remaining in the second half. But Adam Bettridge, he doesn't want any talk. He said to us throughout the week that if they do get up, that they were beaten because Western Suburbs had 8 players in the championships yesterday.
Well, the fact is, Peter, I mean, if the West player, the West players either are fit or they're not, right? Like, if you if you agree to play, you assume that these guys are going to be maybe a little bit off their best. That's fair enough. But they're still fit enough to be out there and playing. They're not any less skillful today. They're not hitting any less hard because they had a game yesterday. And then they're not any less organised in defence or attack. So, I think it's a bit of an excuse. It certainly might explain why they're falling away a little bit now in the last quarter of the game. But Macquarie have won this on merit. They've bashed them up the middle, and they've used the ball better in the back line. And Bettridge is entitled to be very pleased with himself.
Be a big night here on the lake. No doubt. The sponsor's product will be flowing throughout the evening. Give that man a Tui's or two. Of course, Tui's the proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League. That's Sam Keenan at the back again. On the back of 28 points, Keenan. Sensational effort from him. Richardson, well, he's been pretty much faultless as well. Wouldn't be happy, though, down by that margin. That's Finn. He'll show aggression. He never gives in. Doesn't matter what score it is, reflecting on the scoreboard. They're about to hit the halfway line. And that's Ryan Lamb in today's squad from the withdrawal of Steve Gordon, who came off midway through the first half yesterday in the Rebels match. That's Matt Simon. Played well, been everywhere, read the game well. Now back to Hay. Hyde. That's him with the ball. To the 40-metre line, they roll forward to. That was Pyle. Back to Hyde. On it comes now to Swadling. Fourth tackle here for the Macquarie Scorpions. Gallen wants it. Gallen will offload. They'll throw the dummy. They'll flick. Back to Simon, who's gone without it.
Well, we could get a bit of entertainment here in this last quarter of an hour if that's the standard that they're going to set. The old flick pass back inside. Perhaps a little bit disrespectful to West, but potentially very entertaining in this last bit of the game. And, well, it worked. I mean, if Matt Simon had taken that cleanly, it was a pretty good pass. If he took it cleanly, he was probably off and over the try line. So, as we see again on the replay here, Briggs just going back inside there, and he looked like he might have had them for pace.
So next Sunday, Souths will host Western Suburbs. That's next Sunday in the Newcastle Rugby League, while on Saturday, Macquarie will be back here to play the Maitland Pickets. So the Macquarie Scorpions inching up further to first place on the competition ladder. Back to Tafua. Run straight into Briggs. And Briggs takes him front on here. That's the 40-metre line. Away now through the number 10 in Jake Finn. Good run by Finn. They needed that. They haven't seen this end of the field much, have they? In the second 40. Out the back. That's Keenan. Looking for Richardson. But the ball hits the shoulder of Richardson and hits the fence on the eastern side of Lyle Peacock Field. So both of these sides now, as we go to the wide shot, look at that crowd, bumper crowd in here. You can see the spectators jam-packed in here on the left-hand side of the screen, the old boys, and of course members of the 91 title down there today, mingling amongst the crowd. And just take a look at that far right-hand corner. They're the new amenities in here, and the cars saturated around the ground. You couldn't get another car in here today at Macquarie. Credit to everybody. Credit to the loyal folks from out here. You have got one hell of a side in 2016. Will they make it to grand final day? They'll go hell close. The competition is tough. It's brutal. We know that. And again, it's a force. And the competition couldn't be completed without the help and the major sponsorship of TUI's. And the pictures, of course, wouldn't be provided without our broadcast partner with topbetter.com.au and Benedict Waste Recycling and Cornelia's Crump for your most exotic drink throughout the Hunter. So we've got a problem here for Vavali Eli here. He hasn't got up. This is why he hasn't got up off the ground. We'll go to the replay here, thanks to Bo, our producer here. Clutching towards the face and the eye region there.
Yeah, he might have just worn one a little bit high there. I think it's Brad Ty in there, yeah. Might have just caught him a little bit accidentally with an arm out. 12 minutes left here. Macquarie easing their way to the finish line here. It would have been very unexpected on the way into the ground today if you'd have said Macquarie will, be home and hosed with 15 minutes to go, but that's the way it's turned out. Things have just gone their way, almost straight from the kickoff. Everything's gone their way. They've had a lot of penalties. West have made mistakes at the worst possible times, and Macquarie's attack has gone off beautifully all day, so it's just been everything they could have hoped for.
Well, there's the old boys under the tent. Getting a little bit grey from the skies above. Pretty gloomy afternoon here on the lake. But there's the members of the squad and the old boys that have done this proud club so well since they came into the competition. They love the chance to mingle at every opportunity, and they don't get any better opportunity to catch up with their friends and former teammates, such as a day like today. So, good news for Teeson Vavali Eli here, folks. He's back off his mark, which he dented into the ground there. Trainer still with him. He'll come off the field. They're not going to keep him out there when you're up by 34 points to 6, as Jordan Noble looks to be ejected back into this contest. He'll get a fantastic roar of appreciation as he comes off to the field here. Teeson Vavali Eli. Here it comes now, on cue. All the mates, his fans, his family. He's done an exceptional job out here today for the club that he puts his heart and his soul into. So we're back underway here. We're inside the last 11 minutes here on Bar TV Sports. Let us know what you think of today's match. Work your fingers and your thumbs via social media. Contact us on Facebook.com/Bar TV Sports. We're on Instagram as well. We've got a pic of today. Send it through to us and we'll share it around. And also via Twitter @Bar TV Sports. So that's Hyde. What a match. Kicking game been outstanding today for the Macquarie Scorpions. This is Sam Keenan being flung sideways. They're from Nathan Cantor. That's Callan Richardson. Look at this defence coming through here. They're tackling in numbers. Not speaking about 1 or 2 or 3, but just take a look at that shot now. 3 in there. But he was still able to find the gap to get the ball away to Mark Farah here. And he's cleaned up there from Jordan Noble, right on their own 40-metre line. This is Mark No, it's not. It looks like a Mark DeFeur, but that's Reggie. Old Reggie Saunders is out there in jersey number 17. Bit taller than the man who's with the ball now, and that, of course, is Mark DeFeur. A little bit of a look-alike going around here in the Western Suburbs competition. Now we see a gap being made and a little chip and chase. Can they get it back? The ball carrier coming through to offload it. And Matt Simon here, he's got space, he's got agility, but Joel Brown spirals him sideways.
Well, so you can make that number 7 of the West players that are backing up. Reggie Saunders played earlier today in reserve grade, so he's obviously feeling well enough to cart the ball up a few times in first as well. But I think that's the first we've seen of him in this last 10 minutes. So very late introduction as they're away now
Great bust. They'll kick. Simon was offside, I think. Will he be called back?
They've got him.
Yes, he was. He was offside. We'll have a replay of that. We'll slow it down, but I think he was half a foot offside.
He overran it, Peter. That was the only thing. Simon was too quick for Briggs. As Briggs went through and put that chip over the top, Simon was looming up to take the pass, but he was going so fast he went past him. Otherwise, it was well and truly on.
Well, you're spot on here. We're about to see exactly how you described it in real time, Morgan. It was a tremendous bust, wasn't it? Right through the guts of the defensive line, and this is why we've called it back.
Wasn't too far in front
Not
by the
much.
end, but I don't know what Isaac Briggs thinks he's playing at, going the chip and chase as a front rower. I mean, there'll be an inquiry into that after the game, I'm sure. But that wasn't a bad one. It sat up beautifully. So I think the kicking licence is still in place, but yeah, a bit of a shame. It would have been a very exciting try. Got a lift out of the crowd.
Yep. I don't think you revoke a licence when you're up by 34 points to 6. Sometimes your creativity just shines when you're up by so much and the adrenaline kicks in. Sometimes you probably don't even know you're doing some things that you're doing.
Well, I think Wests are entitled to feel a little bit disrespected that you've got front rowers doing the chip and chase. I'd imagine that might get mentioned in the team talk through the week.
So Chris Knight giving it away. Brown away to Tafua. Still going all right. Before he goes nose first into the lush ryegrass here at Lyle Peacock Field. Larry, they cut out him. Was that a Shepherd? Knock on instead. The tiniest of knock-ons. But Tom Aylett, credit to him today too, Morgan. He's had an outstanding game, the official.
Yeah, just one of those days for West, isn't it? I mean, that ball just, the play just didn't come together for them. I think it actually came off. It was thrown into the back of Reggie Saunders. It just overrun it. And, well, as I say, it's just been one of those days. Things just haven't worked for them. A lot of players backing up. There'll be some tired legs out there now and some tired shoulders and all of that. They probably need a week off, and then they've got a big game against South next week. It's funny, though, isn't it? I mean, they started off the season 5 in a row, West, and since then, they've lost to Cessnock, lost to Lakes. They had a tight win last week over Central, and they've lost again to Macquarie today. So 1 from 4 after going 5 straight to start the season.
Well, it's an unusual pattern. Well, not an unusual pattern, but it's a pattern that was pretty much identical this time last year. They had a little bit of a sluggish mid-season, but they'll try to regroup in only the way they know how and put this out of their eyesight and definitely, hopefully, get it out of their mentality. And when they hit Souths next week, which will be an absolute ripper on Sunday, hopefully they'll be back to their winning ways.
Any idea what the live game is next week, Peter?
I think it could be that one.
Is that right?
Next Sunday, 3 o'clock on Bar TV Sports. That's Hyde kicking in superb nick. The NRL potential rookie. That's Keenan stepping off the right, now left, and Ryan Powell assisting him into the turf here. That's Richardson coming off his right wing to relieve his forwards. Now they stack the middle. That's Ryan Lamb with it. Right on halfway. Comes from Knight to Tafua. And the Bar TV favourite. Fans love big Tafua. He's a hit. Just like Solomon Foster was a massive hit throughout the week. Pulled in 10,000 viewers of his own. That's Simon at the back. He's got space. He's got footwork. He's got agility. He's got quickness. Porter brings him down. 1-on-1. Great tackle there by Jade. What a week it's been for Jade. Gets off him. Macquarie again to halfway. Hay bounced away. Porter's gone without him. Hay comes down to Keenan. Hay still going. And Saunders puts him on the ground. Hyde. They're lining up now. Swaddling.
You reckon this mob might like to see Macquarie put the 40 on?
Wouldn't you what? That's Hyde again. Back again. Subner out the back door. Simon Good tackle. One-on-one with Williams.
How'd you like to be one of Andrew Sumner's ribs there? Dear, oh dear.
No, thank you. Back to Allen. Desperation defence from Western Suburbs here. 4 to go on the match clock. They'll kick. They'll chase. But they can't come away with 4 points on that occasion.
A few of the referees on the hill down here were rewarding it. But no, it just trickled into touch there. So, yeah, 4.5 minutes to go. The steam might have gone out of the game for the some of the players. It certainly hasn't for the crowd. They're right into this. They're relishing this. They've had a few pastings from Wests over the years, as have most of the clubs in this competition. And I think they're enjoying being able to dish one out the other way.
Tafua will be having live interviews after this clash with both sides. They'll be available on Facebook as a big chant goes up from around the ground. Tremendous tackling displayed once more from the Macquarie Scorpions.
Well, you won't see that too many times this year. Brad Tye, about 180 first-grade games in the NRL, and he just got going sideways there. But I think that probably says more about the forwards than it says about him. West just haven't got the steamroller going today. They haven't been able to roll forward, and when the backs have got the ball, they haven't had that momentum. And even Simon Williams, even though he set up a try, has been a little bit subdued today. They haven't had the space to run into. They haven't been hitting the ball with the defenders running backwards, and that's been a big difference. Their attack hasn't looked nearly as potent.
Let's go, boys.
Not one person has left this ground. Check this out. Bumper crowd in. They've sold out of sausages. Sold out of sausages.
I tell you what, they probably have sold out of is the steak sandwiches here. Can I say, Peter, the steak sandwich at Macquarie, best in the league, notorious. If you're choosing between which game to come to, if you see one of them's on at Toronto, that's the place to go, because they can cook a steak like nobody else around here. I don't know if it's the local butcher shops supplying good product or the man on the barbecue's got special skills. I don't know what it is, but keep doing what you're doing, Macquarie barbecue people.
But I know for one thing, you love meat. You love a good piece of steak. And when Morgan says it's a good meat, it's good meat. You know what? It's good meat. Back to the left-hand side of the field. I think Morgan Campbell was once a butcher before a politician. I think so. He's got good hand skills, just like this man with the ball here to the left-hand side of the park. There's the kick. This man's got good kicking skills. Look at this. Pinpoint accuracy. Oh, Richardson. Smash sideways there. 10 metres out from the line. Just on that piece of meat, mate, do you like a little bit of sauce? Are you a barbecue man or are you a tomato man? Or do you just like it raw?
How long to go is there here?
There's only a minute and a half. We'll get it in.
Yeah, sure. I'm a barbecue sauce man myself. A little bit of onion. They even put the right amount of sauce on here, Peter.
Do they?
Yeah, just the right amount. It's incredible. It must be a special skill. As Brad Tye, he's had a rough last couple of minutes. He's spilled another one here over on the short side.
Well, it's a skill to squirt sauce on meat. It takes years, just like it does taking years to be a professional footballer, and all these guys out here aiming for that, and no doubt Chris Hyde.
Well, they've got a chance here.
Macquarie,
they've got a chance.
Himself. Yeah.
20 metres out. Last set of the game. Can they put 40 on Western Suburbs? They've had a bit of pain from them over the years. They've got the big crowd in here today. I think they'd be looking for the cherry on top here. Don't be surprised if we see a bit of a trick shot off this scrum.
Maybe the cherry on top of the steak sandwich with a
the
squirt of
trick
sauce. Here's the kick. Here's the regather.
Oh!
He'll get it back, will he? No! So close yet so far. But I'll tell you what, how good was that to watch?
There's the trick shot off the scrum.
We nearly had the cherry on top of the steak.
Indeed.
We just needed the sauce.
Sumner going the chip and chase, or the grubber through. And I thought Keenan had it covered. He's had a bit of a jittery second half. And he just got the fumbles again there. I gave him a rap earlier. He's been good with the ball in hand since he came in at fullback, but just had the jitters today. He's had a few little fumbles like that, had a few nervous moments. Well, they get another chance. They're going to try something. You know they're going to bung something on this too big a crowd.
I'd be going for a field goal if you can't get the try. Something, please. They're lining up. Simon, away to Briggs. Briggs takes the line on. Stolen.
Nope.
Went backwards. Referee calling it up. The
That'll be
siren. It's about to go. What a day. What a memorable day. Celebrating 25 years since their first premiership. Today, they've been able to knock off Western Suburbs after round 10 of the premiership in 2016 by 34 points to 6.
I reckon this might be one of the longer exits from the ground from the crowd today. The final whistle went there and the people on the hill didn't move an inch. They'll be here for a little while, I'd reckon. I'd say they better keep the bar open. But that's a big win for Macquarie today. You can talk about rep games and players backing up, and that's certainly a factor, and it left West a little bit off the mark. But Macquarie kept coming, and even when West pushed hard coming into half-time, they weren't too rattled. Their defence was sound all day. They only let in one try, and they just kept attacking, kept pushing, kept hitting hard, and most of the plays that they tried came off. A bit of steam went out of the game in the last 20 minutes because they were so dominant. And it was a richly deserved win today for Macquarie. And just like last year, you've absolutely got to consider them. As you see the crowd, they're all very pleased with themselves. As with last year, you've got to consider Macquarie a big chance of winning this thing. They're undermanned. They've got no Scott Briggs still. If Daniel Abraham's going to play, he hasn't yet. There's no Danny Vaughan in the side. And they're now, as of this result, second, depending on what happened with Lakes and Souths. So, in fact, I don't know what happened with Lakes and Souths, but if Lakes didn't win today, Macquarie would be on top of the table. So they're a big contender, and today was a sign of why.
And the crowd staying here to salute their boys that are about to go and embrace their old boys and the 1991 Premiership winning side. The Macquarie Scorpions, you think they've won the grand final?
Indeed, they're pretty happy with themselves, aren't they? It's a big roar. Where are they? Get them back here next week. Every one of those blokes need to come back next week.
Book them a
this
ticket.
This atmosphere is absolutely sensational.
Listen to them chanting the winning song that they only know so well. They would have sung that proudly when they won the competition back in 91.
Absolutely. On days like this, you've got to think this competition can provide those big atmospheres. I hope all those blokes come back next home game.
Oh, they'll be back all right. This will pack out Lyle Peacock Field for the remaining games that they have here. And there's Barry Moore as well with the number 10 in Adam Swadling right on the halfway line. Credit to Barry as well. A proud moment for him, the former coach of the Macquarie Scorpions. But I'll tell you, there'll be no other coach out there today more prouder than the man himself in Adam Bettrich.
Yeah, he looks fairly subdued. He's not whipping it up too much. He knows that we're only halfway through the season and there's plenty left to be played this year, but he's got them going in the right direction. I think that's certainly what we can say. They looked a really good team today. They looked organised, disciplined, all of that. Macquarie fans, you've got a good team this year. Keep turning up.
Indeed. Well, that about brings us to an end for this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. The Newcastle Rugby League in all its glory today. Everybody loves an underdog, and today we've seen the underdog tag from Macquarie getting up against the Western Suburbs Rosellas. We'll be back on deck next Sunday afternoon with a big clash between Souths and Western Suburbs. Until then, it's good night for now.